Good morning. I changed my voice. Here is a story about a wealthy man. He's old, and he's passing away. He has made a lot of money. Whenever people asked him, "How did you make so much money?" The man answered, "Save money, don't waste your money. If you keep this simple rule, you'll be rich." In his life, as he always said, he made money, saved it, and never wasted it. Now he's on his bed. He's getting weak and dying. His family members are around his bed. He quietly asked, "Where's my wife?" "I'm right here." "Where's my sons?" "We're here." "Where's my daughter?" "We're here too." "Where's my grandchildren?" "We're all here, Grandpa." This wealthy man said angrily, "Then why are the lights in the next room on? No one is there. Turn it off." This is the last word he left before he died. When we are dying, we cling to the one that we think is the most important. How about you? What is the center of your life? What do you treasure the most? In 16th century, when a religious reformer, Martin Luther, was passing away, his friend asked him, "Do you really believe that man is justified by faith?" "Do you truly believe that?" Luther opened his eyes widely and surely said, "Yes, I do. I truly believe so." Soon later, Luther smiled and passed away. Luther passed away believing we have been justified through faith. Faith. What is faith then? The book of Hebrews that we are reading today, chapter 11, has various titles, such as a chapter of faith, faithful heroes, great people of faith, holy people in the Old Testament time. There are so many faithful people in chapter 11. The author of the Hebrews encourages us by quoting the prophet Habakkuk. Hebrews 10:38 says, "But my righteous one will live by faith, and if he shrinks back, I will not be pleased with him." Those who read these verses may ask the following question: Can you tell me examples of faithful people? The author of Hebrews introduces faithful people from Hebrews 11:4 to 12:1. But the author defines faith before he introduces those faithful people. Let me read the verse 1 again. Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. This is what the ancients were commanded for. Easy to read version says, faith is what makes real the things we hope for. It is proof of what we cannot see. Faith means you have something that you hope for. You don't see it's coming, but you trust it's coming. You don't know what's going to happen in the future, but you know it will happen one day. When we have faith, we see things through the lens of God. When we work with God, we don't see things in our timing, but in God's timing. Assurance means title deed of a relator's property or house. So when you buy a property or a house, you'll get a title deed. And even if you're not living there, the property is yours, right? You may live in that house in the future, but even if you don't live in that house, it's yours. Faith is the same thing. You don't live. You don't see that your future, but you think that it's going to happen. As a Christian, our title deed is a Bible. In the Bible, you can find a phrase, those who believe, in many scriptures. When we read those parts, we should think it's written for us. Let's read John 1:12. Yet to all who did receive him, to those who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. We all die one day, and unfaithful people think that if we die, we die. But Christians, even if we die, we still live in the heaven eternally. So even if we die, we do not lose hope. So we are not afraid of dying. That's how to live by faith. Faith is something that you believe is the truth. You may not see it currently, but you are sure it will be there someday. It's not like I wish or I hope or I think. It should be like I know, I'm sure, or I'm certain. When Christians were persecuted a long time ago in Japan, they confessed their faith in front of people in authorities, like shoguns. Many of them said things like, I show my true respect to my Lord. He has been good to me. I'm not going to give up on my faith. I'm not going to lose my faith in him. One of the shoguns replied, Do you truly believe God would accept you, who is in a lower rank? This Christian said to the shogun, It is not something I just think. It is something I know, and it's going to happen truly. It's going to happen for sure. So this person lived by faith.
Ieyasu Tokunaga, who was a shogun at Edo era, he changed his name at the age of 18. Ieyasu had known Christianity because he had a close relationship with Nobunaga Oda, who had accepted Christianity through his domestic policy. It means that Ieyasu knew Jesus is God, and that God was the creator of the world. We don't know if it was Ieyasu's idea or Nobunaga's idea, but it is said that Ieyasu comes from Iesusu. After Ieyasu had conquered the whole country, he got to know that a Christian was not afraid of shogun, but of God. And he then started to persecute Christians. Ieyasu had loved a Christian lady for a long time. When Hideyoshi Toyotomi went to the battle to Korea, and he came back with a Korean girl who was only 5 years old. Her name was Ota, and she was left to be looked after by Yukinaga Konishi, who was a Christian daimyo. She grew up and got baptized and got a Christian name, Julia. So she was called Ota Julia or Julia Ota. She was very beautiful. But Yukinaga was defeated at Sekigahara's battle and killed. So Julia, served Ieyasu at Ooku, which is a lady's chamber in a palace. So she would read the Bible and pray when she finished her work. She would lead many servants and ladies' maids to faith. Julia would slip out to castle and join the mass at a church. A priest refused her attendance in the beginning because he thought that she was a prostitute and impure who had been played around by shoguns. The priest asked Julia if she knew God's commandment. She said to her that God prohibit impure actions. She answered, "Yes, I know. There are many ladies, like you said. If the king Ieyasu calls me to ask other ladies to go to his room to have a relationship, I will refuse it. If I cannot do it, I will die instead of obeying the king's order, so I'm not impure." Ieyasu ordered prohibition of Christianity and asked her to change her religion. So, since she refused his order, she sent to the island called Utsunomiya. So she sent to Utsunomiya, and after that she sent to Nijima, further than Oshima, and also she sent to Kozushima, it's further than Nijima. So Ieyasu asked her to change her religion, but she continued to refuse his order. Some people who got exiled to the island had fallen ill from mental fatigue or gave themselves up to despair. But she helped local people who were poor, ill, or old. She also helped exiled people, listened to their problems, and encouraged them. As a result, many people became Christians through her in the island. She was taken to Japan, which she didn't know at all when she was young, and then she got exiled to the island because of her faith. Even though she had many difficulties, she didn't complain about her circumstance at all. She had a noble spirit despite her tough life, and she kept showing God's love and hope to people. So her faith, that is being sure of what we hope for, support her life. By the way, there is a song of Southern All Stars, which is a Japanese pop group, called Vanished Julia Like a Dream. This song was said to be based on Julia's story. It sounds like a love song from Ieyasu, who exiled Julia to the island, singing of sad love feelings to Julia, who didn't accept his love. The song is that, "Come home, my bluebird, the sun wouldn't rise if you are not there. You disappeared like rainbow, my Julia, where you are now." Secondly, the visibility of faith. This is next definition of faith. Faith has not only a power to be able to see through the future, but also the present. It is an ability to see God's work in our present lives. The visibility of faith. Assurance means in Greek, elegikos, means check in details. If you go to Greece, there is an attendant on a bus in Greece. There is an attendant on a bus in Greece who is called Electes. He checks if passengers have ticket. So faith is invisible, but is an ability to see God's work now. You can say, yes, there is. I check it. This is the faith. If you believe the Bible, so Jesus is standing in front of you and talking to you. We have many problems and anxiety. If Jesus is standing in front of you, visible, and if Jesus talks to us, don't worry, I will help you. If he talks to you directly, you might feel like if Jesus said to you, it's okay, it's going to be okay. This is the faith. So today, the Bible also promised you Okuda Hideo's story. I'm going to tell Hideo Okuda's story. He is a president of Okuda Limited and Okuda Construction Company. When he took over his father's companies, he owed 550 million yen, and he repaid the debt soon. And his business has been kept in the black for 32 years since. His company is called Miraculous Company by people who are in construction company. He became very famous and sometimes have a seminar. And Hideo always starts by saying, do you want to be rich financially? If not, you'd better not to listen to my talk. The way to be rich financially is all in the Bible. If you read Bible carefully, you will be like me. If you take in the Bible, so you will be like me. He quoted many passages from the Bible in a seminar. Proverbs 11:24. One person gives freely, yet gain even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. Luke 6:38. Give, and it will be given to you, a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and run over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Jeremiah 32:19. Great are your possess, and mighty are your deeds. Your eyes are open to the ways of all mankind. You reward each person according to their conduct and as their deeds deserve. Matthew 6:20. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and vermin do not destroy. Malak 3:10. Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse. that there may be food in my house. Test me in this, say the Lord Almighty, and see if I will not throw open the food gates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it. So Hideo is convinced these Bible words are trustworthy. These words are laws of God's kingdom. So Paul prayed to God so all Christians would understand these two definitions. I said before that the author is unknown to write this book of Hebrew, but the contents of the book of Hebrew is very similar to, for example, Ephesus. Ephesus 1:18. Paul prayed, I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened, in order that you may know the hope to which he has called you, the riches of his glorious inheritance in his holy people. The things we are going to have from God is glorious. So Ephesians 1:19, and his incomparably great power for us who believe. That power is the same as the mighty strength. So Paul prayed to God. We are going to have wonderful things. It is visible. So we need to open our eyes to receive God's faith. Let's pray.